Hey, this is Jill Riley from the Currents Morning Show from Minnesota Public Radio, and I'm really excited for the guest today. This is a band that we've been playing here on The Current, and a band that I've been really interested to get to know. We've been playing a new song from the band Songhoy Blues, and right now I'm joined by one of the members of Songhoy Blues. In fact, we are connected. Oumar Toure is connecting with me from Bamako. So, Oumar, how are you doing? How are things there?
Yeah, I'm good. Hello, everybody. So I'm good. We are in Bamako. It's good.
Well, that's good to hear. We have been playing this song called Worry on The Current. And I just have to say, it's such a great groove. And I've read a number of music writers and maybe even yourselves describe your music as desert blues. And I can kind of wrap my head around that. And after hearing your music, kind of understand it. But what does that mean to you? What does that description mean to you?
Yeah, desert blues thing is, something like Malian music. The people who live around the desert, Mali desert, which Niger, which Algeria, you can hear this kind of music from a lot of people, a lot of young band from this area around this area, which is Niger, which is Algeria, with Mauritania also. So it's something like blues, but more energetic, more desert influences. It's why a lot of people call it desert blues, but I think it's Malian music. I prefer
Okay.
this appellation. Yeah.
So I can hear it in really the groove, but I mean, you guys really bring the electric guitars to the forefront, and that's what really attracts me about the band. So Songhoy Blues, can you just tell me? Now I get the blues part, and we talked about desert blues, but what is the meaning of Songhoy?
Songo is a tribe. Is one is the biggest tribe in 40, 50 century in West Africa. So it's where we from. It's our tribe. So when we set up the band, we think about how to have a great name which can identify us, and then we thinking about why we didn't call us Songoy Blue Songoy, as we are Songoy people, we are Songoy tribe. So we just take Songo is the most description to say where we from, who is us. It's why we take Songo. It's a big tribe. No.
I'm talking with Oumar Toure from Songhoy Blues, and we're going to hear a couple of songs. I know that you guys put together a couple videos for the current audience and recorded some songs. And so we're going to hear a couple of those in a row, and then we'll come back and talk some more about the band. And we're playing, like I said, we're playing this new song, Worry, and it is from the forthcoming record due out at the end of October. So let's talk more. I'll talk more with Oumar Toure shortly from Songhoy Blues.
Don't worry, you're gonna be happy. Keep working today. That smile will come one day. Don't worry, you're gonna be happy. Keep fighting today. That smile will come one day. Nothing's come for free, but you get it free, but lose it freely. So you better know, work hard is the best way. Nothing's come for free, but you get it free, you will lose it freely. So you better know, work hard is the best way. Let your hope come from fire and go through your darkness, you will find your light. Don't worry, you're gonna be happy. Keep working today. That's my control. Keep it. Keep your eyes open. I say keep it. Keep your self-control. This you gotta listen. You better hear it. This you gotta listen. You have to listen. Boy, come on. Samedi soir à Bamako, c'est le même. Samedi soir à Bamako, c'est le même. Oh, 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 c'est chaud. Ah, c'est là. Samedi soir à Bamako, c'est le même. Samedi soir à Bamako, c'est le même. Oh, 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 c'est chaud. Il est 21h, me voilà sur la route. Tous les restos au club de la capitale sont déjà soldats. C'est le rendez-vous du peuple au carrefour de la joie. Nordistes et sudistes, c'est classe sur la même piste. C'est beau de voir tous ces couples bien habillés et tout service. Ladies sexy, les gars sont choqués, choqués. Samedi soir, c'est le jour. Il me fatal, il me fatal, il me fatal, et il me fatal. Made in Mali. Un seul arbre du temps, le plus respectable. Mais la forêt entière qui pousse, on n'entend que dalle. C'est des rumeurs, on s'empare de la paix. Faisons la fête.
It's the Currents Morning Show. I'm Jill Riley. You just heard a song right there called Bamako. And in fact, that's where my guest is calling in from. And we're connecting on, again, the power of technology, where we can connect me here in the Twin Cities and Oumar Toure of Songhoy Blues connecting from Bamako. Again, thank you for taking the time to chat with the Current and to connect with us and talk about the band Songhoy Blues. So I had mentioned that you have a new record on the way. Now I say it optimistic, um, and I look at the word now, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But how is it that you say the word? And wow, what a powerful word for the time that we're living in.
So basically, all the album we made is around our history, is around what's happened in Mali, in Africa. So when we made the first one first, it was Music in Exile, which is the perfect citation in 2012, which a lot of young band, which a lot of musicians citation. And then when we made Resistance in 2015, it was the most difficult moment for Malian and the West African people to fight to resistance against jihadis, against rebellions which happens in Africa. And then also until right now we are in the same situation, but we think about how bring people in another dimension, in another side of the resistance, which is optimist, to be optimist, it is a long way. It's not a problem we're gonna finish right now. People need to be resistant, and people be to the good side, and to be optimist, and to think about the situation gonna be down one day. But we need to fight. We need to make everything in each side, but to need to be very, very, very optimist. It's why we call the album coming out Optimist, and we invite the world to be very optimistic, because a lot of problems happen now as COVID-19. We need to be optimists also, because we are sure we're gonna fight, we're gonna win this war against COVID-19, against terrorism, against bad political side in Africa. We are sure we're gonna win all this situation. It's why we want to talk to the world to be optimists.
I'm talking with Oumar Toure from Songhoy Blues, and certainly with what the people of Mali have been through. And you talk about some of that history. When you talk about going back to the first record, Music in Exile, and then Resistance, and now Optimism and optimistic to have that feeling of optimism and the future. I wonder if you could talk a little bit more just about the formation of the band. What were things like in Mali, and talking a little bit more about, what you were dealing with at the time, and why you had to move and sort of make this music in exile.
We when we set up the band, before that we was the young band, we was young musicians. We studied at school at the same time we made music. So when we back home, because we all from the north of Mali, when we back home to see parents to make music in our hometown, which is north of Mali, in 2002, that is 2012, when tourist people come and ban all music, all activities of young guys. So we thinking about how to protest. So the setup band is come from protesting. We want to protest against jihadis. We want to protest against. So we don't know how to make that. So we was down street with all people, but does haven't a big influence. So we take guitars and go to the clubs and play music and invite people to come join us and talk about the problems happening in Mali. That's give us a big power, and is that is the condition the band was born.
I'm talking with Oumar Toure from Songhoy Blues. So you form a band, and really, like, what a powerful tool, just the tool of music to use your voice and a voice of protest. So my question is, here in the United States, how did I find out about your music? How did your music make it from Mali to the United States? I guess what sort of happened in your story that your music got an international audience?
Yeah, when we set up the band, there are some projects who come in Africa, which is Africa Express. They looking for the young band, the young generation of music in Africa. You know, they make casting, and our band perform in that casting, and we've been nominated. And they invite them in London for the first time to come show what is the African Express new band they discover, and it's how we come on in UK for the first time, and we had labels who wanna produce us, who want our music to be here all around the world, not just in Malian. So it's why we signed with the labels in UK. After that, so we been lucky to have Warner Atlantic, which is signed also for US. And then radios start to play our music, and I think we are very lucky to have a royal team, because there are a lot of young band in Africa. They never have the chance we have. They perform all day in the club, so our connection with the rest of the world is because Africa Express.
Yeah, I was reading some names that I'm pretty familiar with, playing music on the radio, like Damon Albarn of Blur and Gorillaz took an interest in your band. Nick Zinner of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs took an interest in your band, and many others that really, really gave you an international platform. And what I enjoy is about your music is that I think there are so many different styles being represented in this kind of music that you make. I mean, I really it's almost like you can hear that kind of traditional sound of that desert blues, but those guitar riffs, there's such a great combination of things happening for you. I mean, were you really inspired by a lot of rock and roll music?
Yes, the key, because when we are in Africa, when you are a young band, our generation start to use internet, everything. That is not the chance for the old generation to use internet to be interested what's happening around the world. So why we have chance to listen to a lot of kind of music. Yeah, some bands from US, for England, basically for Western countries. So when we listen his band songs, so it's gonna affect us. It's gonna, oh wow, the electric guitar. We're gonna say, wow, I want to have this kind of song. I want to play this like this kind of guitars. I remember our guitar player Garba. He is a big fan of Jimi Hendrix. He's a big fan of BB King also,
Hmm.
and Joe Bonamassa also. And one is of his best influence is Steve Ray Vaughan. So, you know, all this music we listen, all these people we listen a lot, that's gonna affect our music. But we have the traditional vibes, we have the traditional groove. So for us just a mix of two generations. Maybe the next generation of Malians gonna be more electric than us. So we are in the middle. So yeah.
Omar Toure connecting with the current from Bamako here on the current. And you talk about, connecting, past generations with the new. And, when you talk about the new, what a time for, the new generation into Africa, and especially in Mali, to be using their voice. I mean, that's something that I've kind of read about you guys, is that, that's really a message that you want to get across, is for, the new generation to use their voice.
The countries around Mali who influence a lot of Malian music. So the new generation have a big picture, which is to have to keep Mali music to be safe. I want to say so. For the new generation, they need to be very strong, because the world is very changed. A lot of things coming every time. So for me, they need to be very strong to keep Malian music going, because there are a lot
Mhm.
of good things in Malian music.
Oumar Toure from Songhoy Blues. I do want to urge people to not only check out your records, Music in Exile, Resistance, and the new one, Optimism, which is due out October 23rd. But there's a documentary out there that I think really does a job of telling the story of Malian music and musicians, called They Will Have to Kill Us First. And that's a documentary that I recently heard about. And you're not the only musicians represented, but a number of musicians kind of telling the story of how to use music as kind of a way of protest, and kind of how scary that idea can be.
Yeah, it's very scary, but when we made music in exile, when we back home, we are very scared about to back to the north of Mali, because in the north of Mali there are not armies who control all the country. So it's very difficult for us, because we start protesting in Bamako. So we back. It was after Music in Exile. So Music in Exile is a good opportunity for us to show how 2012 is happening in Mali, in music side, and it give us a big opportunity to bring our story to people, to show how was difficult for us, and how music can be very important, how music can be very useful to talk for people who is not Malian people, the people who live in so far from Mali.
Mhm.
And the project was with Joanna Svar, who come in Mali. She was pregnant when he came. This brave wife, I very respect her. He is very brave. She come in Mali and film all the documentary about how music was banned in north of Mali, how how young band like us protest against jihadists, against terrorists, which just music, just playing in the clubs, just talk to people. Yeah, it was a great experience for us, and yeah, people can still go to see this amazing documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's called They Will Have to Kill Us First. And it's certainly an inspiring story. And I mean, if you have never had to think about the fact that you could live in a place where music is all out banned, and the way that you could be punished for even playing it or talking about it, please, I urge you to learn about those stories and get a new perspective, and a perspective from someone that I'm talking to right here, Oumar Toure from Songhoy Blues. And I think our time is about up. Again, the new album, Optimism, October 23rd. And I so appreciate you, Omar, connecting with us from Bamako. And I have one question for you before I let you go. Is Toure a common name in Mali?
Yes, his
And
common
I
name is
asked
a
that
lot
because
of.
I see it come up a few times in the band list here.
Yeah. His common name. A lot of people call Toure. They is a common family name. In the north of Mali, you can see two big common name, which is Toure and Mega. So we are
Okay.
Toure. So yeah, like Ali Farka Toure, one of our big inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I'm like, I wonder if somebody is a nephew or like if there's a connection there.
Yeah, Garba father was play with Ali Farka. He was Ali Farka percussionist for all the time. So even Garba study in Ali Farka's house. So yeah, he's
So
Ali
there is
Farka's
a
nephew.
connection there. Oh,
Definitely.
that's pretty incredible.
Ex- exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I give my best wishes to the rest of the band, and thank you so much again for connecting, Omar Toure of Songhoy Blues. And I know that we're going to hear one more song here on The Current.
Hortin Dournia. Ewa amununya, I feel like amununya. Waramana bay, irmana bay, walir konega. Ewa amununya, I feel like amununya. Waramana bay, irmana bay, walir konega. Machinirga chechi, kanshirga chere yankar. Machinirga chechi, kanshirga chere konni. Machinirga chechi, kanshirga chere yankar. Machinirga chechi, kanshirga chere konni. In the water in dunya, I was saying in the water in dunya. I was saying, oh, chara tare to chara kwani, ako tare to chara yanka, nalamba tare to chara kwani. Dira mana auga induro nyaga, wokir tonega. Ah, zamano, arega hila, zamano, wayega hila, zama alman nirga chechi, ini nirga chechi, wabuga ni boy.